can start whenever. So, Corona.
Do you want to set an alarm?
Honestly, no, I don't think so. I think we were pretty good at like
Okay.
cutting things
So you
off.
want to recap with him about smoking in gyms? Do you have anything you want to say about smoking in gyms, I guess? Because if you don't really feel like saying anything about it.
Yeah, we don't
See,
need-
like, if I say anything, would it affect my career in cheerleading?
I mean, if you're
Like, say,
about your
like-
title, like, if you're about your, like, image, I mean, you
No, I
might
don't give a
attract,
shit.
you might be
I
attracted
don't even give
to
a
different
shit. They're
group
like,
of
oh,
people.
that's the stoner cheerleader. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like the way we ended up, like we talked about it for a little bit, and like
You guys said it was not okay?
we kind of settled like in this middle ground where it's like we don't think it's acceptable necessarily, but we understand people who do it.
And he said as a gym, as a coach,
Coach.
you know, he's like, if I see it, notice it, I have to, you know, address it.
Yeah.
Per, like, gym policy and whatnot, but, like,
But yeah, like we talk about people who have anxiety and stuff that like need to use it and
it helps them through it and things like that.
like kind of
and, you know,
understood it
like-
from that perspective.
Okay, I can just tell like my outlook because I've done it before. Like I've gone
Yeah.
to my practices high multiple times.
So yeah, we'll talk a little bit of that, and then Corona, and then what we're doing fitness wise to kind of, or what, just kind of talk about what you should be doing fitness wise to keep up with the season and shit.
Okay,
Alright,
cool. Hey guys, welcome to Matt Talks. I'm Matt. I'm here with Gio and Red today.
Should we start that over real quick?
You saw what I did?
Yeah, because I had that up there to cover the like nasty spot.
Yeah.
Normally
Actually,
Andy's been sitting over it, so let's
Okay.
let's start that. Come here, Davey. Come on, puppy up. Come on, girl. Come on. Wow, that's a good girl. Good girl.
There you go. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
Good girl.
Alright. Awesome.
I'm Gucci.
Hey guys, welcome to Matt Talks. I'm Matt. I'm here with Gio and Red today. Today we're going to be talking about the coronavirus and all the updates on that we've heard so far. And then, I'm sorry, what was the, oh my goodness. What was the other one?
Fitness.
Fitness and like staying like in shape
Yeah.
during all of this happening while the gym's closed and whatnot and that fun stuff. But real quick, Gio didn't get to discuss one of our topics with us, and he just wants a quick input real quick. It was the smoking while you cheerlead or being high at the gym, whatever. So I mean, if you wanna just
Yeah, I mean, my outlook at it, of course, I actually haven't watched their video, so I might just like, blow our cover. Nah, so no, like the way I see it is like I've gone high to practices. I actually have never been high during a routine, but I used to do it during practices, but it was always on and off for me because sometimes there's days I just didn't want to go to practice, and that was my boost into getting there. Like no matter how much, I'm not saying I disliked my at that gym I was at, I disliked a lot of people there because they disliked me. I'm like, okay, well, hey, everyone. So it was like my way of getting through it. Like I still want to cheer and I still want to compete with these people because I like them, but like they're not giving me a chance to like prove myself so I can be one of them.
okay.
Like a long story.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna cut it on. Like it was my only way to like function. Like in the days I wasn't high, like they were really cool with me. But I feel like when I was always like happy, like they were happy. I don't know. Like it was my way of like chilling out.
Okay, so it was more of like an emotional way to
Yeah.
kind of be able to like swim through your team easy, like be able to
Yeah.
communicate
And no,
with your team easier.
I can also note that I don't care if she's watching, but I was dating someone at the time at that gym and we broke up, so it was my way of like, whoa, I still want to cheer.
You're like not
And
giving
to
a
see,
fuck,
yeah,
kind of.
like, but I don't want to like still like have feelings like, oh my god, I wish I was with her.
Okay, but then like, so aside from that part, how did it affect you like physically, like on the days you did versus the days you didn't? Like,
So there was times where we condition and I just couldn't keep up. Like yes, sometimes being high helps you like just keep going, but like for cheer, it's like for me, it's like it's tiring, but like to certain muscles, like breathing wise. Like I can like run in soccer pitch for like who knows how long, but like I can like breathe, and then catch my breath and keep going.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of pauses in cheer for me, It's like,
So you don't feel like, I mean, do you feel like skills are any different, or do you feel like all of your skills like are the same to throw? Like,
I think if I really like, if they're like certain like tricks that we've been working on all season, I could do it. But I can't, like, if we're learning something new, I probably wouldn't be able to learn it because I wasn't in the right mindset. Like,
Okay.
the other ones are just like natural reflexes, like walking.
interesting.
So you guys see it like that.
Yeah.
Like it's like walking, so I know what to do, or talking, or like.
Like you don't even really have to think about it, really.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
just-
really. It just happens.
You get doing it, and it
Yeah.
happens.
That makes sense.
Like, okay, we're gonna warm up with switch ups. I can do that. Pop. So like, oh, we're gonna work up with 1.5 ups. Boom, I can do that.
But now, if they were to toss in like maybe a new flyer into your group, then you would probably struggle with it.
Yeah,
Even if it's a skill you know, but if something changes within the stunt group, probably.
yeah, because either like I can't really manage my power when you're like high. You can't really estimate anything. So I would throw up too high, or I would throw too little.
I got you.
I could never put in the right oomph, and I wouldn't be able to adjust because I'm not really feeling anything. I'm just like, oh, see where it happens. Oh, she went super high up.
So I guess like all things being equal, if you don't have that emotional like drive that you need to get over to get into cheer, you would say you probably wouldn't cheer high. Like if,
yeah.
if you didn't have that there's no reason for you.
I definitely, the new gym I'm going to, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
Of course, because I'm gonna be smart and not gonna like make any enemies or like.
You know, just make
One of the
sure.
stories that don't get high, you know, it's only like to help me. Like it's like to help. It was a way to help me.
Yeah.
Get through the season and, you know.
We kind of left it at you know, if you feel like you need to be responsible.
Yeah,
about it,
exactly.
kinda
Don't
know
be.
last
I would do it like I wouldn't do it like in the bathroom, like where like you know how people. I wouldn't like do it in the bathroom. Like people have pens, you can definitely do it in the
Yeah.
bathroom, but I wouldn't go like, hey, can I go to the bathroom? Take my pen.
Probably wouldn't
And
be
then,
a
like,
good
fuck-
idea.
Yeah,
no.
and then just like rip on it,
Yeah.
and then
Don't
like
do that.
because there's parents around too, because they can also.
Yeah, so I think Gio's like, I mean, on the same page as where we were with it.
I mean,
like,
generally, yeah. He's just like an
Just don't
inside
make it
view of
obvious.
because
I would say
I'm-
keep it to yourself. That's what I'd say.
because I am of a mindset where I avoid, you know, being high while I cheer because I did it a couple times and I didn't enjoy it. I didn't feel like I was doing well. So like, it's interesting to have someone that like did.
I did
you
it
know,
for an
of you.
emotional state. Like it
Yeah.
was like my only like it was like I love cheer, but I can't handle like all these other people. Like,
Yeah.
like the only way I can handle it if I'm going in high. you know?
So thank you for that extra perspective on that.
You guys welcome.
We're gonna move on to our first topic today.
Right.
We're kind of like that was last, you know.
Yeah.
Coronavirus and all the updates. So like Worlds first of all has been postponed.
Worlds and Summit postponed at this point.
But like, when are they gonna reschedule it to? Like, it just wouldn't make
It's-
sense any other time.
It's
Because
if somehow you could get it done in May, like you could maybe still make the argument like if you get it done in May and you just do Summit with it or something, like you do it all, like there's arena space, you throw up tents, like you.
But even then, you still run the risk of like it might not be completely over. Like,
Right. Like, I personally don't think, like, it's going to be in time to do it for May or anything like that. But I think if you could do it, it has to be May. I think May is your last opportunity. At least that's kind of, you can't push it to June or July.
because then you run into like the next season.
and not only that, you run into like during the cheer season, it's kind of like it's not only cheerleaders, but it's like in a way like people know that's where, you know, this is Worlds, this is Summit, D2 if you suck. Nah, I'm just kidding. Like so like you're running into like all like, you know, travelers like.
There might be other events.
Yeah,
even going
exactly.
on,
Oh,
like,
true.
I mean,
Yeah, other
'cause-
things scheduled.
Because the worldwide sports where it's at is used by other things. It's
Mhm,
not
there's,
just
like,
a cheer
soccer.
facility.
Yeah.
Baseball.
Yeah, they do basketball. I think in the new cheer arena, like it's set up to put up, I think 4 or 5 basketball courts or something like that. So
I mean,
like,
I'm sure they wouldn't put it up just for cheer.
No,
obviously,
so,
but
like- So yeah, I mean, if you can do it in May, I think yes, you do it in May. But outside of that, like at this point, it's canceled.
Really? Yeah.
honestly, like,
Don't even say you guys postponing. Just cancel that.
Because they're talking
Cancel
about
it.
do we do a virtual Worlds or a virtual Summit? And here's the thing, I can almost guarantee you, like even if Worlds cancels, Summit is going to be done virtually because Varsity wants to make their money.
let's see, like, the whole aspect of like Worlds and Summit is being there, is that physical experience of having to travel there, having to practice, once before you guys go on maybe, and like, it's that whole experience. If you're just sending in the best video you get from your gym, you're at your home. You're so comfortable that you don't get that like competitive feeling, like you don't ever get that
a bunch
like
of times.
And it's
like
you can do it over and over and over again until you get the right one.
You're gonna have the perfect video sent in, so like you're not even getting like the real, like I don't know. I guess to a certain extent, it's like, well, we have everyone's best against everybody's best, which is like ideally then the best person wins.
That would be interesting in its own right.
But like from an athlete's perspective, I think is what you're saying of like you don't get that feeling of Worlds and Summit. Like it's
because I'm pretty sure you guys get it too, but that general like nervousness, that like that
I remember that
buzz before you step on,
like,
you step on and it just clears away and you get done what you got.
I mean, at this point, like I'm older than dirt, so like I've kind of lost that. Like it's one of those things where like it went away a little bit ago. I think I'll get it back at some point, like when I'm on a competitive team.
He said,
like,
I don't feel.
Well, it's one of those things where like I've like the last 2 years that I've been in it now, like when I go into a competition, I kind of know where we're gonna place, like at least a good idea of like where we're gonna be, and like you go into bid competitions and like, okay, I know we're probably gonna bin or we're probably not gonna bin. Maybe we're on the edge. You go to Worlds, and every team that I've been on the last few years to go to Worlds, we're just here. We're competing one day.
The achievement was getting here.
Yes, exactly.
We're
So
here.
it's like there's no nervousness stepping on the floor at that point, because if something falls, we weren't trying for anything.
Or someone doesn't do their jumps.
Yeah, we weren't trying for anything. So yeah, I mean, like I'm not at that point anymore, but I think like most people, like I'm still chasing that. I would love that. Like that's why a lot of people still do athletics, is you're chasing that
But see,
feeling.
I feel like as long as you look at it from the analytical standpoint, you're not going to really get that. Because
It's funny. I get that now when I go grab my score sheets, because that's the unknowing part. Is like, did I score what I thought we were going to score?
You're like, ooh, is there something I didn't see? Or like,
Yes, it's literally like, and like it's worse for me for high school cheer, because like that's even more up in the air, and like the teams that I've been coaching normally for high school cheer are very competitive, potential state champions type of thing. So it's like that is a very nervous point of like, okay, I hope we scored what we thought we were going to score type of thing.
I mean, you weren't on those ones either.
No, that's
So
as a
like,
coach too. But
I feel like it is like it might be a different perspective even still.
oh, absolutely, yeah, because I mean, we're getting really off topic here, but just like quickly, like
Sorry. Wow.
the like from a coach's perspective, it's literally like most coaches will tell you this, like it's been said a million times. It's so nerve-wracking because you have no control. You literally, okay, this is our routine, and they go out on the floor and it's like, I hope they hit. You have zero control. To where at least like when you're on the mat, even if you're like 1 of 20, you feel like you have control. You feel like you control what is going on because you're focused on your skills.
Even being like on the mat, you can mat talk and like
Yes.
make sure some like pick someone up maybe. Even,
oh, that talk.
Roll credits.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
But let's like circle back, get back on topic here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we both.
We
were.
got way
I got
off
you guys.
topic.
Like I said, Matt talking. We got.
No. Okay, so coronavirus. What is it affecting currently? We were talking about what were we last
Life.
talking about?
Life itself.
Thank goodness. Okay.
Like,
So I work at a Mexican restaurant, and we did Monday, like that was the last day, and then Tuesday we can only to go. The first day, like we got met, like just in like about enough, and then today, legit, we only got like 4 customers in the whole like morning shift, when we would get like around like 125 customers.
Yeah.
We only got 4. And we're like
it's
we should just close.
it's
Yeah.
impacting everyone's day to day, and I think a million people have stories like that. And it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, Matt's a surfer.
Everybody in the service industry. Yeah, I serve, and work has been canceled already, and
For how long?
And like
they said 2 weeks,
2
but
weeks, that
they
was
said they're gonna update us.
it'll
and-
probably be longer at this point. I mean, because San Fran, I don't know what their lockdown involves, but like they're on a 24-hour lockdown for 3 weeks, and that was like put in place like Monday or something like that. So it's like, and I think Nevada just said they just went on lockdown. I don't know how long, but I think the state of Nevada just went.
Didn't New York?
I think you're right. I think New York is too.
also did.
Or
A lot
something
of-
close to
yeah,
that.
a lot of colleges are closing.
So
Every college, I think at this point is everyone's sent home. It's all online
Online,
classes.
yeah, everybody's
So
online.
if you're
for-
watching this at like soon after we post it, make sure you get to where you're okay being quarantined.
Yeah, because like you don't know when your state's gonna lock down, and like I don't think anyone's at martial law yet, where like you're gonna be locked in a place. But so like when San Fran says they're on lockdown, you're still able to go places. they're just highly suggesting you
Oh,
it don't go anywhere, and then they're closing businesses. Like that's the part where it's like, well, if your business is closed,
there's nothing to go do.
where are you gonna go
You
and do
might as
things? Now, granted, and I think they closed. I know they closed all the beaches. I think in Florida, so maybe California's doing the same thing where they
That's smart.
closed all the beaches and stuff. So like, you literally have nowhere where you can go for the most part. But yeah, so like, how does that circle back to cheer?
Well, I mean, gyms are probably closing too, and if they're not, like, no one's gonna want to go to
Actually,
them. Like,
I don't know if it's the same thing for cheer, but I'm currently I've been employed to a gymnastics gym, and I was supposed to start this Monday, and then I get a call and they're like, hey, we're gonna close it until the next month.
I have been
I'm like,
looking
wow.
for open gyms. I can't find a gymnastics or cheer gym in Northern Illinois open anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys know of one out there, let me know because I want to stunt. Like, I would
Let
like
us
to
know.
stunt. Like,
stand in our house.
yes, like. Well, I've been eyeballing like the weather, trying to see like, can we get a 65-degree day? And like tomorrow's supposed to be 65, but it's supposed to be rainy.
50, even like 55 and
it's,
sunny.
Yeah, it's supposed to be rainy all day tomorrow, but it's supposed to be 65. Like, I just keep eyeballing the weather. But yeah, so like,
If you guys got somewhere,
yeah,
Let
let us know.
us know. Yeah. So
But what about how we're working out? Oh,
that's a good
That's-
segue. With everything closing and everyone
How are we
kind
staying
of
in
being
shape?
forced to be home, even though there's not like an order to be home.
because our gyms closing, like workout gyms,
How?
like Planet Fitness.
Some have. So I think LA Fitness just closed here in Illinois.
Okay.
I work out at Export. I haven't gone the last 2 days, but when I checked yesterday, they still hadn't said they were closing. But like, Planet Fitness wasn't taking any new members,
Okay.
which I don't know how that helps the situation.
Yeah,
like,
I don't
if you're
know.
still open, you're
I'm Planet
open.
Fitness. I actually like Planet Fitness.
Yeah,
Yo,
so-
sponsorship? Sponsorship? Hey, bro.
So yeah, like, yeah. I mean, what are we doing to stay in shape, and what do you
Well,
suggest doing? I guess.
I mean, there's also the question on the side of that that's
Starvation.
like, are you doing anything, or are a lot of athletes just calling this the end of the season
That-
and they're
that
just
too.
taking their like end of season break now?
Yeah, I mean,
Because I know if I was like as a full-time athlete at the end of the season, there's that relief that like, thank God
It's
it's
done.
finally over. Like I can take a breath.
and some gyms at this point have made that decision where they said, even if they find a way to make worlds happen, we're done, we're out. Like, or
Really?
Summit, like,
That's
if
what
they sent out letters to their parents and everything and like said, we're calling it a wrap on the season, like, we're not gonna hang you in limbo and like make you wait and decide. So like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the other side. That's why I don't see how they truly run a worlds.
Because you're not gonna have everybody. You're gonna only have whoever's still going, and
Yes.
that's gonna be such a small percentage of like the entire people that
Yeah.
were invited.
Yeah.
Now Summit, I think Summit happens because varsity is a moneymaker, and I think they're gonna
They
find a
don't
way to
care.
try to make their money. Like, even if 10 out of 40 teams show up in a division,
Everyone competes in masks.
like it's they will find a way to make it happen. So,
That's crazy.
but with that in mind, yeah. So, do you care about staying in shape at this point if your season's done?
But I mean, at this point, it's still like it's
See,
just some
for
about
me,
it is incorrect.
If I
shape.
knew I had a world's bid and I like, depending on what world's bid, if I'm just going to worlds just to go to worlds, then I'd be like, nah, I ain't gonna train. Fuck that. But it's one of those things like if I know my team has a shot, I'd keep training. I'd be like, even if like our gym's closed, I'd be like, yo, let's go out. In a park.
That's definitely the thing. Like, you
Like-
need to get together with your team.
Like we had
Yeah.
said that last time, if you're a gym that's very serious and like actually competitive at Worlds,
Yeah.
they're probably still practicing. I bet. Like I don't know anybody that's in a gym like that, but like I can imagine like as an athlete, that's how I would feel if we
Yeah,
had
I'd be like,
anything
let's
of a
do
chance.
this, man. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
even matter.
Yeah, and like if your gym is closed, but you are still one of those teams, like
Yeah.
don't like do it on your own if you have to, but like find a way to get together with your team and your teammates. Like,
Even just practicing skills and things like that, like
yes,
keeping up with cardio and all that goodness.
like go on a run, run with your
so
team.
Are you two staying in shape? Are you guys staying active, like trying to keep up? Like
Yeah, I mean, for me, like
It's like on and off for me. Like I'm on and off.
I see. I just started getting back into cheer. Like this year was basically a full year off for me. So it's like,
took quite a bit off.
like I put a lot of it on.
I was pretty.
So like I took a good long. I mean, because we missed Worlds last year
Mhm.
with our team, and so from that point on, like I was no cheer, like zero cheer all the way
Yeah.
until like beginning of February. I started going to open gyms again. I found a place to do an open gym, and I've done a few of those. Like I'm just getting back into cheer. So for me, yes, I am still training and getting ready for like the next season. Like in the gym, doing as much as I can, like within my work schedule and stuff. And like I said, looking for some open gyms somewhere to like stunt right now.
Again, if you know, let us know, please.
Like legit.
Chicago suburbs,
Somewhere.
anywhere, literally.
Like because I'm at the point now where it's like I want to be stunting at least once a week, if not twice a week, going forward. And like as soon as that weather warms up, if I can find a flyer, we're stunting. Like I don't care what quarantine system's going on or whatnot. Like we're gonna stunt.
So I actually have someone that might want to fly.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
So like I mean, what are you doing?
Well, I've been like being fit. I've been being active for a while now, and I'm just gonna, it was entirely separate because I wasn't cheering. It was for my own personal health reasons.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna continue with that. I'm gonna like amp that up. I'm really trying to add a lot of cardio in because I haven't had cardio, and I realize if I'm gonna be, in season eventually, that's where it's gonna kill me.
Yeah,
no matter how strong you are, if you don't get that cardio.
This season, bro, we're gonna kill it.
Oh,
Next season, bro, you too. Give me some. Hey, all right, no, but what I'm doing for staying in shape is it's on and off for me.
Okay, but when it's on, what do you do?
When it's on, I'm usually at the park playing soccer because I'm a soccer boy. You know me.
But I mean, that's a whole lot of cardio.
No, it definitely
it's
is
smart. Like, and that's like we keep talking about the cardio base, which cardio is great and all, but like if we're saying the season's over and you're getting ready for next year, I don't care about cardio right now.
I mean, true.
Like
I guess you should, like, if you're gonna focus, you should focus on like strength
and flexibility at this point. Like, would be like the main focus. Like, if you're preparing for next season, but if you are one of those teams that are still competitive, cardio is the biggest thing that you need to be doing.
Absolutely.
Like, that's the one. Like, it all depends on where you're sitting at in this situation.
It's never a bad time to do cardio.
No, it is never bad.
I
But you truly don't need to really start ramping up cardio until about 8 to 12 weeks before your first competition is when you really need to hit the cardio hard.
So like,
yeah, I've always
now
had the cardio. I mean, I've always had the cardio and routines. I'm just like chilling. I'm just like legit like. Yeah, you know, like,
nice. That would be nice.
That's literally me the whole time. Like in every like team I've been in, I've always like got off the mat. I've only been out of breath once but that's because. Going back to the smoking, like I was smoking for that whole period of time, like that whole month before that competition. But then after that, I was like, nah, I'm only gonna do certain days.
I've always felt like I'm dying.
See, like, and it's weird. Like, I'm kind of the same way. Like, I never tumble, but like the last 3 teams that I've been on, like, I'm coaching them, and I put myself in everything. Like stunting, like
except tumbling.
Like I'm not tumbling, but like I'm doing I'm doing a stunt like while tumbling's going on or whatnot, or like I'm adding myself into multiple stunts because like I don't know if it sounds cocky, but like I know I'm capable of doing.
You can carry that weight.
Yes, like I know I'm capable of doing.
I don't think that's cocky. I feel like if you can, pick up where someone else can't. Like, why not?
So I do that and I put myself in those positions. So like yes, I'm out of breath when I'm getting off the mat because like. And that's the thing is, I push myself to my limit. I don't cross that line too. Like I do know what my limit is. So like I'm out of breath, but like I'm able to do what.
It's a very fine line for most folks too.
It is, but when you're coaching yourself and you're putting yourself in those positions, like you know where your line is for the most part. Like you have an idea where it is.
Yeah,
your coach doesn't know where your line is.
So, that's true. That makes
sense. Where like I know where my line is, and my coach knows where my line is because I'm a damn coach. So it's like it's easy for me to put myself right on that edge of that line and whatnot.
Okay.
But yeah, cardio is important. I guess like one thing I would say too is if you guys don't know what to be doing workouts wise and strength building, flexibility, or cardio wise, like
we'll download his guide. It's $90.
like legit, let us know, and we'll do videos that are geared towards that to like give you an idea. Like I mean.
Simple stuff you can do at home in your living room, Yeah, I mean, you look at this, like, you look across the board here, like, I mean, he's pretty slim and trim and, like, but he's still relatively strong. You can't tell with what Matt's got going on, but, like, he's a little bit bigger than Gio. He's got a little more mass to him, and, like, he can do stuff. And then, obviously, like, I'm a stunter. Like, I've got the mass to me. So,
and
like,
speaking of that, I'm about to get added. They have a fitness channel if you want to see more about that. Hey, just plug in. Just plug in right now.
No. Was that what you were doing?
No, but I was plugging it,
That's not where I was going with it.
Hey, but even then, check out their fitness and dress.
Just random plug-in. Thank you, Gio.
Hey, I got you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, now keep going.
But like we got 3 different body types and like builds and like
and
Gio's like a cross between a stunter and a tumbler. Matt's like kind of a pure tumbler trying to become a stunter at this point.
I feel like I've been a stunter.
Well,
I'm
what-
just
sorry.
gonna, like I'm being,
When I say stunter, I'm talking single base, like
oh yeah.
like when I say stunter, like
But, like recently,
Matt's trending in that direction. And he's building.
I'm
up.
becoming more of both.
Yes,
Like,
but he's traditionally been just mainly a tumbler.
like
that is
tumbling
that
as
is
much as possible.
that was an average group stunter.
Yeah.
Like in a below average
Yeah.
single base stunter. Like it's kind of where Matt's at.
And then he's just straight heavy stunter, like
Yeah, bro.
yeah.
Maz can like.
can tuck and that's it.
Yes,
like,
I can give you my standing tuck, and then we're gonna call it a day at that point.
and
So
some killer jumps actually.
Hey, round off
It
tucks.
doesn't look like
Round
it,
off
but-
tucks do be.
yeah, I mean when we're talking flexibility, like you see what size I am and stuff, and like I have inverted jumps, and like on a lot of my teams, I'm point jumper or like right behind point jumper. Like that's kind of where I sit with it. So like you might be like, oh, I'm a big dude who lifts a lot. I can't be flexible.
But he's also the coach.
But like you might be thinking like you're a big dude, like you can't be flexible and stuff. But like you can be. Like
I've seen
you
a
can-
lot of flexible big
You
dudes.
can
Yes.
make it happen. So like that's what all I'm saying is like if you are looking for ways to be more flexible, be stronger, have better cardio, we have 3 different body shifts here where we can talk to you about what we did to get to where we're at. Like
And
in
even for like one single thing, he needs to work through like this works for me, and like someone's like, oh well, this actually works for me. But
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
like the
dude,
same.
hey Nave, maybe come here.
Excuse us, dogs.
Dogs.
Never mind.
We're good.
Yep.
No, we ain't gonna say nothing. We ain't gonna say nothing. Keep
thinking.
Stay at the end of the video, and you might
So,
know.
If you're interested in anything like that, let us know, and we can definitely get something together like that because we're
Yes.
gonna be spending a lot of time together here
Yes.
soon.
Potentially on this like hardcore quarantine that's coming up.
Yeah.
It's the end of the world, guys. It literally is.
But yeah, I mean, like, let's circle full back here and like let's go back to like worlds and like it's canceled at this point, right? Like
It's
Yeah.
it's pretty canceled. I mean, I can't picture them like you were saying unless they get it in May sometime, which is still pretty unlikely. I can't picture
because they were
them
saying like
having a
CDC
reasonable
said
time
what
to get it.
until May was it until May 1st? Like no 50 or more? Or was that was 8 weeks? Wasn't it? It was 8 weeks. So,
I think it was 8 weeks.
but
yeah.
that's basically May 1st. Like from when it was at, it was like right around May 1st. So like
So, I mean, if you're still hopeful of going to Worlds, I would just start expecting not to. You can stay hopeful and maybe,
Stay in shape.
but like, yeah, stay in shape, do what you can while you can. But like, other than that,
and
I don't know.
I would love to hear from some of the senior kids and stuff and like what your mindset is right now. Like,
Yeah, or if you have gyms or coaches that are like, nope, we're still going, or like, I want to hear actual athletes' opinions because I'm not in season right now.
Yes.
I don't have a gym. Like Gio's not. Like,
Yeah.
so I feel like I don't really have that inside perspective. If you guys have it, please let us know. That'd be awesome.
yeah.
But
I probably know how I would have felt.
yeah,
Like, but I'm not in this season. But I have a pretty good idea of how I would have felt.
yeah.
Because here's the thing, like, let's say you are one of those teams that are still going to compete and stuff. As your senior athlete at your last year, do you still feel good if you go to Worlds and only half the team show up? And, like, you do well, like, do you even feel good about doing well?
I wouldn't. See, the
I
thing
personally don't think I would either. No.
it's because I have the mindset, like, this is how I am. If I'm not competing, like, if it's not first and I wasn't competing by the best, then I don't want that medal. Like, I don't keep any of my medals that I keep.
Exactly. It's
It's
that
not
competitive
first.
mindset. It's like
It's not first.
It's like, well, okay, yeah, I got third, but like half the people weren't here.
Yeah, like, that third could have actually been a 10th.
Yeah, it could have been a 10th because those 10 teams that didn't come might have been
Better
the
than-
teams that are normally in
Exactly.
the top 10.
And let's say, like,
I need to know I was the best.
and then how do you feel about it? Let's say all top 10 teams that are normally top 10 show up. Then do you feel good about it?
I mean, probably. Like I would
If
feel-
you
I
do
guess-
well and you...
Yeah, in that situation, if you did well and they were all still there.
If
like,
no one was missing that was supposed to be good, even if like the bottom 20 weren't there, like if the top 10
No,
are still there,
I'll still feel like nah, it wasn't.
I mean,
Because
I get
then
that
you can
because-
be like sigh relief, like at least I'm not in the bottom 20, you know? Because you know.
You'd always be somewhere pretty close.
I think I would still be in that mix of like I don't know how I feel about it or feel good about it because everyone took 2 months off of competing and practicing. So like, is it even still the best of the best at that point?
But if they're the best of the best, did they really stop?
Yeah, who knows? And I think that's going to be no matter what they do this season, it's going to be like
It's gonna be interesting.
When you talk about like baseball and stuff, like you got the steroid era and you got the asterisks next to the records and stuff. There'll be an asterisk next to the season, no matter what they decide to do with it.
Yeah.
Like it's yeah, they were world champions, but they competed against 3 people.
Yeah.
Like it's
True.
it's always going to be accompanied by, or they were world champions, but they delayed Worlds by 2 months.
But you remember that was the year that we got hit with the coronavirus.
Yes,
so
like it's
Wait.
yeah.
Yeah, the
there's
year we
always gonna
got hit by the coronavirus. Yeah, I won Worlds that year.
There's
Yeah.
always gonna be that
There's
end
something
to it
there,
that
yes.
like but
yeah, so it's I don't think there's any way to feel good about it.
and again, you guys should let us know how you feel about it. Like if you were an athlete, if you're an athlete that's trying to go to Worlds still, let us know. Is it still?
Yeah, we're still guys want to help
Let us know how you feel about it. Like,
I'd
would you feel accomplished still winning with almost no one there, or like,
I say
you know?
My opinion is no.
I think if no one's there, I don't feel good about it. Like no
I
matter
would-
like
no,
if no
I
one's
wouldn't
there,
either.
now if you get the top 10 that are supposed to be top 10 or always top 10 to show up, I can feel better.
I'd feel different about it.
Yes,
but it still wouldn't be the full World's experience. That's what I'm saying. Like they should
That's-
just
yeah,
cancel
that-
out, right?
that
Because
is
no
the other
one's
side.
going to get the full experience.
Because I guess I would say we all been to Worlds, but me and Matt have been to Worlds.
Oh
Sorry,
yeah,
Gio.
no, I haven't.
Like
I'm
Gio's been
sorry.
to Summit, and like Summit's its own thing, and it's got its own experience, and it
I'm a
is what
little
it's.
boy compared to y'all.
But Worlds is just this whole other level, and like it's not just the stepping on the floor; it's everything surrounding it. It's the practicing on the football field with everyone around there, and like it's the staying in All Star.
Kind of the crowdedness of it, honestly.
Yes, it
Even
is.
just walking from building to building at the ESPN Center with just the masses of people
Oh my God,
everywhere.
yeah.
Like,
Well,
Yes.
I mean, it's just such a unique experience, and I
I know
don't
for
really
some
don't think.
that's literally how it is too.
It's Summit's very similar. It's never the same because it's a different age group of kids.
Because if
So
they
it's a
hold
different
it soon,
feel.
Because if they hold it soon in May, they might still restrict the amount of like extra people that you can have.
Yeah. If they hold it in May,
Like,
there's still going to be no one watching.
There's going to be restrictions.
It'll be similar. So I don't know if you heard about this. So what they did at UCA, which was just last weekend or whatever, from what I understood is what they did was teams went in. They basically warmed up on their own. Like there weren't multiple teams in the warm-up room, or like they were far enough away from each other. And then when they're standing ready to compete, they were super distanced from each other because social distancing.
Mhm.
And then what they would do is they would usher in the parents and let them watch into the parent viewing area. And then all those parents would be ushered out, and then next set of parents would be ushered in. And I think they disinfected in between and everything. So like they made UCA work. Like they made it happen. They ran a competition, and like they were under pressure because it wasn't varsity, looking for money. When this whole thing like went down, people were already there, ready to compete, and they traveled there, so they couldn't cancel the competition at that point.
Okay, so it sounds like that was probably the best way they could have gone about it. Honestly,
Yes.
I feel like that was a very reasonable. Like, I mean, yeah, you still have groups bigger than.
But imagine
like,
that's
what,
a lot
10?
for Worlds.
But that's
For
that's the thing
Worlds?
is like, if they do that for Worlds, that's not the Worlds experience. Cheering in
No.
front of your 50 fans there, or if you're an international team cheering in front of your 10 parents.
It's stepping out and seeing that entire stadium. You're like, oh my,
Yes,
It's
it's knowing there's 300 or 400 people sitting there, like potentially watching you, or like whatever it is at that point, and like everyone's watching in the hotel rooms on the TVs and things like that. Like you
doesn't hold the same weight.
no, and like so, yeah, I think I want to say they have to cancel, but then it's like it's your senior year. Wouldn't you rather them have something than nothing?
Okay, from that perspective,
I feel like-
absolutely yes. Absolutely, I would go. I don't care. I just want to compete. I just want to go.
Because
I
if
I
it's
lucked out, and I have a super senior year, so I lucked out.
But even that, what I'm saying when I say senior year, I mean it's like it's your last chance. It's your last year to
Yeah.
cheer before
Mhm.
potentially going to up team. But like those kids that it's their
Going to
senior year in
college or
high school and they're
something,
going
yeah.
off to college, or
Yeah.
it's their super senior year and there's no chance for an open team next year and things like that. Like,
that sucked, dude.
like
I'll hate that.
wouldn't you
Yeah.
rather just have something rather than nothing at that point?
True.
Honestly, absolutely at that
One
point,
last
yeah.
time to compete with your team.
So
Like
I
think about
guess-
this too. Like these gyms that just closed, if they cancel Worlds and Summit, you're done with your team. You never compete or practice with your team ever again.
Yeah.
Like that's like this group of kids that you've been with and since last May, you never compete or practice. Like you'll see those kids, and like if
Yeah,
you're not
I
a
mean-
senior, like you get to be with the kids again, potentially on the next team. But if you're a senior or a super senior or someone who is done, you never get to be on the mat with that group of kids
Okay.
ever again. Like
Yeah,
it's
Crazy.
Unless you guys all go to open team, but
yeah, and like the thing is like
Yeah,
normally like when that's going to happen. You know it's your last practice. You know it's your last competition.
you know
Stepping on that world tonight, you're like, this is the last time I'm going to compete on a senior team.
Yeah,
like,
or at least you know there's a chance it's the last time. Like maybe you make it to day 2 and you got another time.
oh,
But like,
absolutely, yeah.
Damn.
but you're prepped for that being your last opportunity. And the last practice that you had at your gym before you left for that, you knew that was your last practice in that gym.
Dude, I would get super emotional.
I
Dude,
get emotional
I
honestly
can't let
thinking
this
about
go,
it. Like,
you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't let it
so
go.
if you're getting affected like that, like, our hearts are out to you.
Dude,
Honestly,
like,
like,
it's-
that's rough.
I like how we, like,
I
have
would be
made
so
those
upset
ones.
because, I mean, I had a similar experience in high school. It was of my own fault. It was my own fault. I got suspended in high school from competing for one competition, and it was the one competition that we held at home. So I was, I kind of feel the whole like, damn, this was supposed to be my last time being able to do this, and I don't get to do it.
Right.
But I'm just a jackass and ruined it for myself. Like,
Yeah,
you can't blame anybody for this.
This is taken from you.
Yeah, this is just so like, yeah.
The closest thing that like it compares to is going to that last competition of the year where you think you're getting your Worlds or Summit bid,
Mhm.
and then you don't get it, and then you're done.
Mhm.
Like that's as closest to this as it can be. But even then, like going into it, like we might not be getting a bid this weekend, and we might be done. To where
Yeah.
like
That's scary.
the last practice that you went to, you didn't know that was your last practice.
You had
most
no
likely.
idea.
Like your last competition, you definitely had no clue that was your last competition of the year.
Imagine just like,
That's crazy. That's. Yeah. Wow.
it's like
Can't
doing
even
it's like
imagine.
doing a good job at your job, and then like,
They're like, yeah, we fired you yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, why are you still here?
and you'd be like, what? Wait,
That's
what?
pretty much exactly the same at
Yes.
this
Yeah.
point, honestly.
you're
So
like-
if you're getting fired, holy shit, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
I just did a good job.
Let us know how you're dealing with it. Let us know if you're gonna deal with it in some way. If you're just like, fuck it, I'm done.
I don't even know how to comprehend that.
Because I think if that had happened to me,
Oh, I would. Oh, this season.
I'd have been done. I'd have been like, fuck that. Whatever. Like, okay.
And I think you can go both ways with that, where it's like, okay, fuck it, I'm done with cheer at this point because like that was an awful way to end, but like, fuck it. Or you can get more motivated and find a way to end up on another team, and like it's that motivation to come back and find a way to do another year. How many kids are we gonna see choose not to go to freshman year of college, to take a year off and go to community college and stay back to go do another year of cheer with
Bro,
their
you
team?
would be stupid if you did
That would be pretty cool, actually.
I
would.
She was like, stupid as fuck, man. It's like, that's awesome.
No,
No,
because
but, like-
low key career comes first though.
Okay.
Sure, but like what you're doing in that situation is you're still doing community college, and so you're only putting off just the college experience.
Honestly, like, going to community college for your gen eds is so much smarter than university for 4 years.
Yes.
In my personal opinion.
But you're missing out on the college experience,
Yeah.
which like don't get me wrong, that is a when people say like that's not a thing, it's a thing. Like I
It's
went
a
off to a
thing.
4-year university, like it's a legit thing. Like it's
It's
But
like
see, I skipped that completely. I did the community college thing.
Yeah.
And because different reasons, but I could see someone, doing it for cheer
yes.
entirely. But
you
So
know,
so how many kids are going to potentially like I can see the group of kids doing that. Like especially if you're a team that thought you were gonna win Worlds this year.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, let's all go to the local community college this next year. Let's agree. That's what we're gonna do together, and we're gonna stay here and cheer one more year. Now you're gonna have a couple of kids that just don't agree to it, or their parents don't allow it to happen, or whatnot.
Mhm.
But
I'd be like, fuck you.
if you have like 15, like, because how many super senior kids are on a team? Like even if you're a team of 32, what do you have? Maybe 10 kids that you got to convince to make that happen. And so
At most.
and
And
so
then, whatever else you attract because of that.
yeah.
You kind of got to Frankenstein it a little bit at that point, but still, if you
Yeah.
have that core that you want to stay with, that's an awesome opportunity right there.
Yeah.
So, if you want to look at silver linings, this might be the beginning of beautiful opportunities for a lot of people.
Yeah, bro. Look at the bright side. We got no money. No, I was kidding. No, what's called? Look at it like this. Like it's hard times, so we gotta get through them. Yeah, I just said that.
Yeah. So
Wise words.
Yeah.
I think
Young
we'll keep coming back with multiple coronavirus videos.
Yeah,
like,
we're going to keep updating you with whatever we hear and, talking about as much as we can.
like it'll be updates and it'll be thoughts like this, like things we're just not thinking of.
Yeah,
Like,
and I hope you know that like it's a discussion. Feel free to discuss with us.
Oh, dude.
Like we're watching. Like
Down below, comment.
And like,
Absolutely.
and we got a couple of people that like I really would like to bring one or two of them in for an interview that like got their first Worlds bid this year. And like I wanted to bring them in for an interview of like, hey, what's it like for your first Worlds bid? When we were talking about this, like that was before the coronavirus stuff hit. So like I would love to bring them in and like talk to them about like opinions at this point.
Like how devastating is this for you?
Yes, like it's this
Wow.
because they got their bid. What was it the week before the coronavirus shit went down basically?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like so, like
See,
they got their bid. They're on this crazy high of like first Worlds bid, like gonna go to Worlds for the first time. Next weekend, it's dead.
Yeah,
Like
that's
it's,
crazy.
And know that that's the first time in that gym ever getting a
They,
Worlds bid.
first time for that gym, first time for these kids. Like it's, I don't think a kid on the team had a Worlds bid, right? Every single kid on the team first time. So Gio
Yeah.
knows because he was on the team, and then he's.
And
not
then I
anymore.
was too good. I had to leave. I
Um,
was too good though.
but yes, I don't think anyone on that team had a Worlds bid ever. Like I don't think anyone's ever competed at Worlds. Like,
But note that it was non-tumbling, so you guys suck. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Aggressive opinions today, I guess. You know.
That's why Gio's only on every other episode.
I get aggressive with this stuff. Yeah, I get aggressive.
So, yeah, no, definitely.
So hopefully we'll bring in some other opinions here at some point. But like, if you have strong opinions, like we'll find a way to fucking like FaceTime you in and like
Yeah.
we'll interview people. Like we don't
honestly,
like we'll make it work. Like whatever we got to do.
yeah,
Like
let us know.
because that's the point of this is to not just us to talk. It's to
We want to create a network of opinions and like, you know, just keep a connection between everybody and like just a general like, what's happening? How's everyone feeling about everything? Like,
yeah.
you know, just to make things a little smoother, hopefully.
And it is funny because we started this now because we're like, oh, we can talk a lot about Worlds and like start the channel that way. And like, we legit didn't start this with the idea of doing coronavirus
No.
every episode like we have so far. Like, it was legitimately like a lot of Worlds talk. Great time to start this talk show.
Yeah.
And
And that's not really. That's not really. a
It's
topic
not what's
anymore.
going down.
So yeah,
I
I
guess-
feel like that's a solid place to wrap it. Thank you for watching. If you've been watching, like, subscribe. You know, absolutely comment on anything. Let us know what you think and how you feel. Maybe what your gym's doing, how your coaches are feeling, whatever. Anything we cover, feel free to add your voice. If you want to hear about something specific, let us know. We can do our research. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But for today, yeah. Thanks for having a Matt talk with us.
Thanks, guys.
That's definitely how I'm gonna end that. From,
Thanks for having a Matt
from
talk with
for
us.
Now ever.